Okay. Today we have Wendy Simons from Visions. They are one of our newest supplier partners to our group. We're really excited to have them on board. And Wendy, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to pass it off to you.
Great. Thanks, Ian. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining today. We're very excited to be part of Promo EQP and hope this is the start of great things to come. So some interesting information that's sort of hot off the press. It came out last month about the top category sales in the PPAI industry in 2024. And much to my delight, of the award categories ranked number 7. And I've been in the industry a long time and I've never seen it be this high before. When you look at the available spend, it's over $1,125,600,000. That's up for grabs for all of you to start getting into the award category. There's a lot of money that you can all, reap the benefits of. Sage came out with an interesting report showing in January of this year, awards was in the top category in terms of the top 10 categories searched, which is great. And if you're not familiar with, how pervasive it is, you can see all the recognition ideas that exist within each of your clients' companies and their divisions, whether it's corporate communications, human resources, sales and marketing, whatever it might be, all the different recognition opportunities there are for you to take advantage of. And I'm going to show you some tips on how to take advantage of that in a little bit. So with Visions, if you're not familiar with us, we are the manufacturer. We manufacture the majority of our products either in our facility in the U.S. or in our own facility in the Philippines. So obviously handmade in the USA is tariff-free. Up until earlier, the Philippines product was tariff-free. Now, not so sure if anything's been negotiated, but definitely our USA products are tariff-free. We do a lot of optical crystal and glass, like a lot of other award suppliers do. But as an alternative, we are really known for taking really unique materials and combining them in such a unique way that they're almost works of art. And our tagline is the art of recognition, but we have really cool symbolic recognition for your clients. And we launch multiple times throughout the year, so there's always something exciting to look out for from us. We look to see what's trending in the marketplace, and we make sure we have designs that meet those trends. So as I mentioned, we have many USA-made products, we have sustainable options, and more. We also have state-of-the-art technology where you and your clients can actually design your own custom award directly from our website. It's really fun to do, it's easy, and the results are fantastic. And to be able to produce a custom award in the US and ship within 3 weeks is pretty incredible. All of our pricing's all in. It means that includes no setup, no personalization, no copy changes. All of that's included, and even our Beyond Awards, which is our promo items, no setup for the most part. We've got a great rush service called Rapid Ship, where we can turn our top 100 bestsellers in 72 hours without a rush fee. All of our marketing assets on our website are customizable. And we have received numerous awards throughout the year, including many PPAI Gold and Silver Pyramid Awards for our custom pieces. We're also, for 2025, an A+ Sage rated supplier. We have a bronze sustainability rating from EcoVadis. So let's talk about what's trending in the marketplace. Well, obviously, sustainability, it's been trending for years now, and there's no sign of it slowing down. We probably have one of the largest sustainable collections in the industry. This is one of them called the Cork Collection, and it's called Cork because the material cork is the common denominator throughout the collection. We also use steel, we use mahogany, and we use coffee. And if you're wondering, where's the coffee? It's actually in the wood stain. We actually stain the wood with coffee. We make the coffee and then we let it sit for a couple of days till it gets to the color that we like, and then we stain the wood with it. The really fun thing about this collection is that you can stick pins like years of service pins, Employee of the Month pin, whatever it might be, into the cork part of the award. So often companies give lapel pins to their employees and people don't know what to do with them, so they stick them in the drawer. But now there's a place to stick the pins. But it also makes this collection even more sustainable because you're not replacing the award. Every time somebody hits a milestone, you're just adding to it, making it perpetual, making it even more sustainable. We also have other sustainable pieces. This is the high rise, which is one of our most popular pieces that can even be customized. We did this for a client where they wanted their logo offset from the back of it. And we now have access to recyclable acrylic, if that's of interest. And this is a great piece. It's hard to see, but it's actually two pieces of wood coming together at an angle with a brushed aluminum front, both of which can take full color imprint, and both happen to be made in the USA. We also have wool. I mean, who uses wool on an award? Well, Visions does. Both are made with wool, which is sustainable. No sheep were harmed during this. It is PETA friendly, and believe it or not, we were asked. But these are two examples of wool being incorporated into an award. The other big trend is USA made. We've got great designs. You don't need to sacrifice design just because something's USA made. Our numerals are flying off the shelf. So this is not a new product to the industry, but what makes ours a bit unique is the thickness. They're 1 inch thick. I think there's maybe only one other award supplier out there that does 1 inch thick. But also the quality of the acrylic is second to none. It is completely smooth. There's no crazing. I could look through one end and see Ian on the other end. That's how clear it is. But the 1 inch thick is great. And we're such experts at cutting acrylic that these things can sit flat in the digital printer. And we can do a gradient print, which you don't see a lot of out there. And our price is pretty good too. Our Elements 360 is also USA made. And this is where you can design completely around the piece, even the top. The price includes whatever you put on the piece. This is a piece we did for Wingstop. You can see how much real estate they were able to take advantage of. And the great thing about this, I was so excited to see that they celebrate their employees' years of service. But more importantly, they recognize the importance of the 1 year anniversary. They say if an employee is not recognized by their first year on the job, 65% of them will look for a new job. Lack of recognition is the number one reason why somebody leaves. I thought it would be pay, like at least number one or number two, right? It's not. Pay is actually number 8 as to why somebody will leave a company. So they, recognized Javier here for his 1 year anniversary. In fact, we have distributors actually calling us in a panic saying, oh my gosh, my client forgot about their 1 year service. Whatever you do, they say, get the 1 years out, because those that have been there for 10, 15 years, those can be late. So that's how important the 1 year anniversary is. Anyways, here's another great case history using our link technology. This is a company that chose our Elements 360 to celebrate their 30-year anniversary. And you can see there are highlights or milestones going around as to certain things that happened milestone-wise throughout the year. But then we added our QR code. And when the recipient scanned the QR code, it was a video showing the evolution of the company over 30 years, which I thought was pretty unique. We can also do cut to shape acrylic at our facility in the US, which is in Ohio, by the way. This is a great piece we did for a sales achievement award. It was for a sales meeting. The theme of the meeting was space. So we incorporated that into the award. The rocket was at different heights depending upon the level of sales, first, second, or third, and the amount of smoke. So more smoke for the first place, less smoke for the third place. And just to show you how we achieved this pop off the page look, it's actually 3 layers of acrylic. The back layer, the second layer has the rocket and some smoke, and the third layer has smoke on it. It was really cool to get that pop off the page look. So in terms of product trends, it's got to be different. The same old just isn't flying. And one of the biggest product trends is mixed materials. Even if you go at retail, you'll see, like in furniture stores, you'll see a lot of textures, mixing of textures and fabrics. And we do the same. We are the king when it comes to mixed materials, whether it's slate and marble, slate and art glass, concrete and resin. No one in our industry is using concrete and resin. And this is an example of when I said you can design your own award. This is an example of it. This is an acrylic element that wraps around the piece. And basically what you do is you select the material you want. This is walnut. You can choose bamboo, stainless, oak. And then you choose what height you want it to be, the thickness of the award, what graphics you want to put on there, and what element or wrap piece you want to wrap around the piece. This is a 10 for 10 years of service. You could also do someone's initials. You can do a star. You can do a year like 2025 wrapped around. So it's a really fun technology, and I invite you guys to all take a look and play around with it. It's a lot of fun. The other product trend is perpetual. So what's a perpetual award? That means you continually to recognize achievement using the same award rather than giving a separate award every time somebody hits a milestone. It's an old concept that's been out there in the industry for the beginning of time practically, but we make it unique, and I'll show you how we do that. But there's tons of applications for it, whether it's for years of service, sales achievement, highlighting training level completions, core values, which is a big trend right now in recognition. So here's some examples of some perpetual awards. Like I said, it's an old concept, but we do it unique in the sense that these bars attach magnetically, which no one in the industry is doing. Again, with these add-on pieces attached magnetically. This piece, the cylinder center slides up, and every time somebody hits a milestone, we slide in the puck. So why are perpetual awards trending? First of all, it's a better value for your client. Just to add to the existing award rather than placing a new one. It saves space, which nobody has right now. For those people who are still working at home, they don't have the space to line up 20 different awards for every milestone achieved. People who are going back to the office, sometimes it's a different office now and there's no space. Unless it's a tech company, they have tons of space. But other than that, space is at a premium. And it's also more eco because you're not building something new. And it's motivating. You can see how much farther you have that you have to achieve or you can achieve. And this is, so you'll notice this piece here. This is part of our Nicole collection. You can see all the different options where you can attach magnetic bars to the pieces. This is a fun new piece called the Drop, where these circle and squares actually drop in from the top. So every time somebody hits a milestone, they drop in the piece from the top. This company chose to put a basketball graphic on their piece. And so every time an employee hit a slam dunk, they dropped in the circle with the basketball graphic on it. But you don't have to do circles and squares. You can do any shape you want, which is actually, this is what we have in our office for our customer service reps. Every time they do something where they got a big dog order or they were a silly goose because they did something silly, whatever it might be, they drop in. I'm telling you, companies are recognizing employees for everything right now. They want people to be engaged and motivated. And we had one company that wanted to recognize the employee who made the best coffee for the month, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is another fun one where the coins slide in from the side. And we did this for a leadership award where those employees who got leadership award recognition, their faces were added to the coins. But they can be text. It doesn't have to be photos. It can be printed with whatever you want. Two other ones that are great where you stack the bars up, and the red band that you see on the award here can be any color to match your client's brand, or the bars slide in. And our MVP attire, this is our, these are our shirts, the hoodie, the safety vest, or the hospital scrub, company logo, employee name, and every time an employee hits a milestone, they get a magnetic badge added to their shirt. And this is the one where the company recognized the employee who made the best coffee. It was actually an image of a coffee bean, and then it said best coffee, and then the month below it, which I thought was pretty interesting. But you can even change the shape. If you don't want a shirt, it can be a guitar. It can be anything you want. And they don't have to be round. They can also be customized as well. And so you can see here the guitar picks. Our cube is probably our second best-selling item in our line. It's a steel cube with an acrylic faceplate on the front and the back. So the front can have the logo, the back can have a message like great job and a person's name. And then as they go through, the years with the company or months or days even, you attach one of these fun stock magnetic attachments. And you could also, for one piece minimum, do custom attachments. We did this one for a safety. This was done for an automotive company. So just one piece minimum to do custom. And this is a great case history we did for the W Hotel in Austin. The W Hotel was thrilled that Facebook, which is how they were known back then when this happened, the W was thrilled that Facebook actually opened an office around the corner from the hotel. So the hotel wanted to make sure the Facebook executives knew, hey, if you guys need a hotel, think of the W. So what they did was they took our cube on the front faceplate. They did a full color image of the hotel. On the back, they showed a map and indicated where the hotel was in relation to the Facebook office, and then did custom magnetic attachments. They did the W logo and then some iconic Facebook emojis and gave them to the Facebook executives as a welcome to the neighborhood gift. So this had nothing to do with employee recognition. It was all about brand awareness, which many of our pieces have been used for marketing, not necessarily employee recognition. Some news pieces that we just launched is the Boulder collection. This is a mixture of concrete and resin. Black resin is the option here, 3 different designs. Not to be confused with our Cosmos collection, which is also concrete and resin, but here you have a choice of resin colors. Can you do custom resin colors? Yes, you can with stipulations. We also just launched this beautiful optical crystal design. The picture doesn't do it justice. It's multifaceted piece, beautiful piece on a marble base. The other big product trend is uniqueness and the ability to do something completely custom. We are the king when it comes to custom. We have won numerous PPAI gold and silver pyramid awards for our custom capabilities, whether it's custom optical crystal designs. This is Smokey, the University of Tennessee's mascot. We made him out of cast resin. This is a NASCAR award. By the way, we do the majority of all NASCAR awards. So if you're watching a race and you see the drivers hold up their award, most likely we made it. This is actually 3 different layers, pretty big piece actually. And this is a piece we did for Tropical Smoothie for a retirement gift. This is actually made out of solid wood, if you can believe it, that we did on our lay in our warehouse. And it's beautiful. The replication is incredible. When you look at a Tropical Smoothie actual cup versus this, you can't even tell the difference until you pick it up and you feel one's heavy because it's wood. This we did for a gaming company called Riot Games. This was given to the employee who developed something that got patent approval. The detail that we were able to achieve is pretty incredible here. And then finally, this is a piece we did for Modelo. This is a replica of their 12-pack made out of cast resin. And this was given to the bottler who delivered more than 1 million cases of Modelo in a year. So how do you get the large program business? Yes, all of our line is a 1-piece minimum, and we take 1-piece orders all day long. But to get the really big business, you've got to make sure your clients are aware that you are a great resource for recognition. You have no idea the horror stories I have heard. And one of them was actually very close to the heart. One of our executives actually came from Verizon. And when he was at Verizon, he knew they bought awards from one company and promo from another. But when he got to Visions, he saw both these companies were in our system. So he called the HR person at Verizon and said, hey, Terry, why did we buy awards from one company and promo from the other? And she said, well, the gal that sells us promo doesn't sell awards. And our executive was like, but she's in our system. So Terry said, well, let me call her and I'll call you right back. So this gal, Terry, called the distributor, Melissa, and they're talking. And she said, hey, by the way, Melissa, can you get us some awards? And Melissa said, yeah, of course I can get you guys some awards. Does Verizon do much with awards? Well, Verizon's budget for awards, which we know because our executive came from there, their budget for just awards, not promo, just awards, $1.1 million. And this gal, Melissa, got none of it because she never brought it up. The buyer never thought to ask. So nothing happened. So unless you bring it up, nothing happens. And what's interesting is only 2 out of 10 distributors proactively sell the award category, meaning go out and get it, not wait for the customers to ask for an award, but go out and get it. Only 2 out of 10 distributors do that. But 9 out of 10 companies recognize their employees, and over 72% of them do it with an actual award versus a gift card. So it's really important to bring it up. And when you bring it up, do not ask, do you do awards? The lingo has changed, and I found out the hard way. The newer HR people and marketing people do not call awards anymore. What? No. Many of them call them service programs. I've been numerous times at end user shows. I've actually been with a distributor on an end user call. In fact, one call I did with the distributor. We were in their office, and the distributor had told me that my client, the healthcare client, does not do awards. And I found that hard to believe because healthcare does a lot of awards. And I'm talking to the HR people. And I said, so Emily tells me you guys don't do awards. No, we don't do awards. And I was walking through the office when they were taking us to the conference room, and I could have sworn I saw an award sitting on someone's desk. And I said, well, it's interesting because when I was walking through, I could have sworn I saw an award. Oh, yeah, that's not an award. I said, what do you call that? Oh, that's a service program. Well, how many of these programs do you do? Oh, we do 6. We've got years of service program, sales achievement program, safety program, leadership program, and whether that I don't remember. But they did not call them awards. And this distributor, Emily, every time she's had the client for like 7 years, every year she asked, are you guys going to do awards this year? They said no, because they don't call them awards. Now, will some people know what you're talking about when you say awards? Of course. But the newer lingo, just like in our industry, this used to be called ad specialty. Then it was tchotchkes. Then it was swag. And now it's merch. The same thing. So I suggest when you're talking to your clients, say, hey, can you show me what you're doing for your years of service or for your sales achievement? Because they might not think of recognition as an award. And then ask them, are you happy with it? You'd be surprised how many people aren't happy with it. They don't know where else to go, or they just want to do the same thing over again because it's easy. And by the way, HR people hate dealing with awards. So if you could take that off their plate, you will be their hero. And then I have a lot of stats. If you want to start talking to your clients about how recognition can help their bottom line, et cetera, and you want to maybe position yourself as an expert, even if you're not, I'm happy to help you with that and send you all the stats I have. Also, I can set up an awards website for you. It's a link that you put in your email signature for great awards and recognition. Click here. When your clients click on it, they're taken to a huge awards website, which is our website, but with your company logo on the homepage, and each of you have your own information in the contact section. Costs nothing. I'm happy to do it for you. You'll have my contact information at the end. Just reach out to me if you're interested. Giving your customers an award is a great way to remind them to think of you as their source for recognition. You don't have to spend a lot of money. We'll give you a smoking hot deal. It's going to have your name on it. It's going to have their name on it. They're never going to throw it away. And if the person that you're selling everything else to, like apparel and hats and everything else, is in marketing, but it's the HR person that handles awards or recognition or service programs, it's even hard for me to say, find out who that is, because that HR person might not know you. And now with another contact, you'll have more stuff to sell to somebody else, right? And then if you want to be proactive, I'm happy to be proactive. If there's a couple of clients you want to focus on, I'm happy to do a couple of renderings. Send in their brand guidelines or website. We'll kind of get a look at their vibe and come up with some renderings. And here's a pro tip. For those of you who do have clients that are doing recognition, make sure they post it on their social media, because over 86% of potential employees will look at a company's social media before they actually accept the job to see how they're treating their employees and if they're recognizing them. And if you're all at PPAI this year, there was a talk on Gen X, and they were saying how the Gen X people no longer want another bottle, another bag for recognition. They actually want an award. And in fact, we sell to probably through a distributor, of course, one of the largest tech companies in the world. And they were going to switch to a point system until one of their employees on their socials showed the award that they received, which we made, got over 100,000 views. And when the company got wind of that, they said, okay, we're not switching to a point system, because they never had received that kind of exposure before. No one posts about the pen or the water bottle, right? And then real quickly, beyond awards, these are our promo items from a number of retail brands that we have. We don't have a lot, but we do have are very unique, just like our awards are very unique. This is Mesa Wells, a retail brand of serving boards, sustainable serving boards with beautiful resin accents. We also do premium cheeses, meats, and crackers that we can ship with the boards. Ipare is another retail brand, double-walled borosilicate glass. Always a set of 2, although the champagne does come as a set of 4, no setup on any of these. Our tea can company has beautiful teas. You can either put your client's 1 to 4 color logo in with the current tea can design, or we can do a completely custom label. And as I mentioned, all of our assets are fully customizable. You can go onto our website under sales tools and add your own company information. And here is my contact information. If you have any questions, you want to brainstorm, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to help you get large program business, and I'm here for you. Ian, if there aren't any questions.
Whew, take a breath, Wendy. Wow.
Sorry, I know.
No, I was impressed. You just know your material. You were excited about it. I love to hear that from the supplier.
Oh, I'm very excited about the service programs. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, very cool stuff. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, feel free to reach out. If I can be of any help, I'm happy to.
Absolutely. And we will share this recording on our social media, on our email, on our website, etc. Make sure everybody who wants to see it can. And I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the opportunity, Ian. I appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye, Wendy. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Cheryl.
Okay, I stopped recording, so we're good.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Wendy, though, really beautiful stuff to show, so much to see. So I really encourage people to watch this video.
Good. I'm glad. I hope it wasn't too much. There's a lot. It was a lot to go over. And I didn't even go over half of it.
Well, we could probably set up another one, like next quarter or something like that. Or
if people want to. Yeah, or I can, do some training, make sure you do this. Here's the questions to ask, things like that.
Yeah, that would actually be great if you want. That might not be a bad idea at all. Let me figure something out. That might not be a good idea to do like an online training of what questions to ask, how to sell these things. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
All right, very cool. Wendy, did you get? I have to look. Did you get an invite to our online dashboard?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, I'm going to send you one. I might have sent you one, but the invites expire in like 48 hours. So,
okay.
So I'm going to send you one. That's one of the best places to like you can search any of our members. You can make sure somebody's current or whatever and whatnot. And we'll be adding some more stuff there soon. We'll be adding the ability to like set up some of these like online events and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to send you an invite now.
Okay.
That, like I said, that's good for about 48 hours.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye, Cheryl. Bye, Ian.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.